My elevator pitch for bonds. My man Michael Leibowitz has written this. I haven't read it. I want to read it because I'm interested. I think James, you out there in Florida with your pups, did you send this to me or did I just come across myself? I can't remember. So if you're wondering why I'm sweaty, and I look, you don't look professional, Josh. Let me show you. I'm going to show you something here, amigos. That's for you who don't speak Spanish. Amigos means my friend in Espanol. All right, there you go. Oh, wait. No. Oh, no. That's dogs. How dare I show dog pictures on my channel? How dare I? There we go. Tree on our pool in Pablo. All right. Tree fell down on our pool and tree fell down on my fence. All right. So I had to get that tree, and I have a little electric chainsaw, just a little puddle jumper, like a chainsaw version of a 22. Works fine, a little Black & Decker. I got a little Greenworks out there that I got to mess around with when I'm done here today. It's a little bit bigger, but they work okay. I should have got a gas chainsaw. One of these days I will. But anyway, be that as it may. Let's dive into this with Michael Leibowitz. I'm a big fan of Michael, probably because I agree with him more than I don't, but there he is. Look at him, all handsome. All handsome, Michael. Yeah. All right, so in the social media era, where attention spans are measured in seconds, actually it's fun. I just look at some battery stuff, and you have milliamps. So was it 456 milliamps is 0.45 of an amp. It's kind of like, so now we're measuring, and I mean, it only makes, because when the lights went out last night, I was using some battery power, some 12-volt batteries I have to run some fans and lights and whatnot. And anyway, it's funny because when you're looking at your voltmeter, it says milliamps as opposed to, it's just kind of funny. It occurred to me that he was talking about we're measuring attention span in seconds now versus minutes or hours like we used to. But and 300 to 500 words are considered a readable article length. My articles can be too much, so I present a readable sub 500 elevator pitch for U.S. Treasury securities. My simple elevator pitch. My view of the attractiveness of bonds can be honed into the elevator pitch. It boils down to the straightforward question, is this time different? Have the 40-year pre-pandemic economic trends reversed, all right? And the economy's inner workings changed permanently over the last 3 years, all right? So have the 40-year pre-pandemic. Now, my first thing that jumps out is a 40-year pre-pandemic would include a serious interest rates decline from 18 to 3. Which case the bond market took off like a freaking, like the Apollo 11 to the moon. Come on. People were going 25 miles an hour, 25,000 miles an hour. You can't possibly believe that, can you? That Neil, Michael, and Buzz were going 25,000 miles an hour, and they were doing it at a variable rate of speed. They didn't just go 25,000 the whole time, so it's relative. They went shoo, shoo, shoo. Oh my goodness, people believe that. I cannot believe it. More specifically, our slowing productivity growth, weakening demographics, and rising debt levels about to reverse their prior trends and become a tailwind for economic growth. So remember, headwind means pushing into the wind. It slows you down. A tailwind is pushing you forward. If you think so, as I do, that the last 3 years are an economic anomaly, then the opportunity to earn 4% or more on the long-term bond is a gift. I think yields revert to extremely low levels where the pre-pandemic economic inflation trends reemerge, 100%. Negative interest rates are not out of the question. I completely agree with that. Absolutely. If you believe this time is different, the next 3 years and beyond will be like the last 3 years, then bonds will be a poor investment. For that to be true, the fiscal, monetary, and behavioral actions we witnessed in 2020 and 2021 were not one-off events. Fiscal deficits are high but normalizing and well off the pandemic amounts. I don't know if I believe that. I think the fiscal deficit in the last fiscal year is still $1 trillion. The Fed is forcibly reversing its excessively easy pandemic policies. Revenge spending is still occurring, but consumer spending behavior is slowing, reverting to normal levels. Further, the excess savings from the pandemic will be gone in the coming months, and the recent credit card debt usage will end. I don't know about that, man. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'm just drinking some decaf iced coffee with some Cool Whip. Oh, man, that's my afternoon sweet treat. Real yields are tempting. Real yields, the yield after deducting implied inflation rates, are tempting if you believe the trends of the pre-pandemic years stay intact, which I do. Today, investors can buy a risk-free 5-year Treasury note and earn a real yield of over 2%. This is generous compared to the 0.55% over the last 20 years and the negative 0.2% since 2010. All right, so we're getting 4 times what we've had over the average of the last 20 years. So here are our real yields right here in the green, and here's where they've been since 2003. Summary. To keep this readable, I reiterate my simple elevator pitch a question. Is this time is different? Is a continuation of the economic, fiscal, monetary activity of 2021 and 2020 more likely, or the trends of the previous 40 years resume? And that's low interest rates, low growth, and fewer than, let's see what kind of comments here. Consequently, bond yields well above implied inflation, applied in historical inflation, are a great opportunity. Never mind, I'm telling you, man, let's go back to that. I'm just going to show you this real quick. So we're going to go back to, we're going to go to finance.yahoo.com, all right? And then we're going to go to EDV. I'm going to show you, man. So we're going to go to EDV. Now I own this, so be advised. You're dumping it. What's it called? Dump and chase? No, that's hockey. What do they call it in the dump and pump and dump? You're pumping and dumping, baby. No, I own this and I'm not spelling it. The next stage of the U.S. economy is unspectacular growth, okay? So did it come up to EDV? Get out of here, Yahoo. Get out of here. EDV. There we go. I'm going to show you this again and again and again. Now, I absolutely could be wrong. Don't listen to your old buddy Josh. If I tell you to do something, you should do the opposite. We're going to go to performance. And we're going to see, look at that. All right, so look at this. They're up 18 and 23 in 2019, 2019 and 2020. Then they lost 6 and 39%. Look at this. So from 2013, down 20, up 44, down 4, up 1, up 14, down that, up. See how it works? Down. So up big, down big, up big, down big, up big, down, up good, down little, up big, down huge, 39%. I mean, it's just, look at that. That's crazy. What's the VG? What's it? The long term. What's the Vanguard right now yielding? Oops, what the hell is that? Vanguard long term. Let's take a look, shall we? Personal investors. And we're gonna go to EDV. I have no clue what the rates are right now. I own this, by the way. Just disclosure, full disclosure. All right, EDV. So right now, so this is a long-term zero coupon bond, all right? 4.5. I just, and I hate to say the par rate, the par price is 100, but in some ways you can kind of say the par price is 100. I can't, don't take that to the bank, but generally speaking, we're way off par values. It's not quite the same as an individual bond. Don't go in there saying there's a par value. It's not like that, but generally speaking, we're way off from where we were just 2 years ago. Anyway, look at that, 4%. And you have the potential for the massive amount of upside. I don't know. I just find that very, very interesting. Look, I'm sweating, man. Sweating like a pig. Squeal like a pig, squeal. All right, so just on a funny thing, I want to show you something here. Anyway, point being is you get 4%. If interest rates go down, that suckers can go up a lot. What is the duration on this puppy? And I'm not saying buy this. You could buy long-term bonds too. I don't care. Just long-term government bonds. See if you see the duration on this guy. So duration. Where's the duration here? Portfolio composition should be down here. Yeah, right there. 24 years. So that means if the interest rates go up 1%, the price will go down 24%. On the other hand, if interest rates go down 1%, the price of the fund goes up 24%. So it's reverse. So if interest rates go up, the price goes down. Interest rates go down, the price goes up. What do you expect more likely to happen? If we go to trading economics, I think it's trading economics. Let me get a drink of my. Oh, that's good, baby. I always want to look at Japan. I'm telling you, countries go to our friends in Japan. Look at interest rates. I think it's under money. Remember, yeah, interest. Look at that. I cannot get over how low their interest rates are. It's insane. Right there, Max. Look at that. It's been like that for. So we had this run up, down, a little bit up, down. Look at that. That's their 10-year. Is that right? A short term 10-year bond is yielding 0%, and yet they still have where's their debt here? They still have freaking debt up the yin yang. Government debt, debt to GDP. And look at that debt to GDP, 269, 263 is crazy. So let's go back to home and just look at Japan. I think it's down here. Yeah, here's Japan. So we got current account, debt to GDP. Look at that. Interest rate, inflation 3, interest rates negative. That's nuts, man. Does it say total debt? I wonder what the Japanese total debt is. Let's look at Japan and see if we can't find total debt. Current account, current account. I'm not sure if we got total debt. Let me look at it. By the way, their running deficits just like us as a percent of GDP. Look at that. 6.4% of GDP is in deficits. What else would be? Let's see, money would be under debt, money supply. Here's their balance sheet. $732 billion of yen. I mean, I don't know what that is equivalent of. I don't know, but that's just crazy. Look at that. Anyway, the point being is, I was reading someplace today, and I don't have my glasses, but I'll read it to you here. This is the notes from the Great Depression. A guy took, let me see if I can't find it actually. Great Depression, a diary. All right, and this guy is a lawyer named longtime correspondent. I'm not sure of that, but here's a Great Depression, a diary. Mr. Roth is the guy who wrote this. He was a lawyer in Youngstown, Ohio, steel mill town near Weirton, West Virginia. He kept a diary from 1929 through the entire Depression. All right, some of his lessons are timeless. Diversify. In the USA, people who held stocks and real estate were wiped out. Well, not if you didn't own any debt on real estate. You just didn't. While people who held treasury bonds did great, exactly. In Germany, people who held government bonds were wiped out, while people who held real estate did great, especially if they held a mortgage. Because Germany had that mass inflation and we had the mass deflation. Again, in deflation, bonds do great. I would even say real estate does great in deflation because you own it. Loans are bad. You don't want loans if there's deflation. If you have high inflation, and I just got off the horn of this lady who's from Argentina. And I said, doesn't that frustrate you? I wasn't saying this explicitly, but along these lines, that everyone here gripes about inflation. When you come from Argentina, we have nothing compared to what they had in Argentina, nothing. And we're not going to have anything like that anytime soon. It's silly. The arguments about inflation, it's not, look, dude, it's fear porn. I don't get it. Oh, you don't understand. Dude, I got 4 kids, man, and 1 income. I don't want to hear it. But relative to Weimar Germany or Argentina or Zimbabwe or Iraq, it's freaking dumb. We go through ebbs and flows of higher inflation, lower inflation. The trend is leading to deflation without question. I don't understand how people can't see this. They say, well, the government debt. All right, so did the government not have debt in the 1980s? Yes, it did. Did we have high inflation? It was being destroyed. Low inflation in the 90s, we had debt. Low inflation in the aughts, we had debt. Low inflation in the teens, we had debt. So all of a sudden now the government has massive inflation. What caused the inflation is the insane cost of energy. What's causing the deflation that's happening, or the lessening inflation that's happening now? Oh, they're reducing the M2. Well, that might have something to do with it, but there also what's going on with natural gas prices. You want to take a look? Let's go to my own website. Well, let's take a look. On my website, you'll see I keep a running ticker on commodities. So let's look at natural gas, shall we? Let's just see what we got here. This will take us to oilprice.net, and we're going to look at natural gas. We're going to click on that guy, and let's see what natural gas has done. I guess we got to go down here. Excuse me. How dare you, Josh? How double dog dare you? Natural gas. Let's walk. Oh my lands. What? Natural gas is down 80%. What? What happened there? Oh, M2 money supply? No. Russia invading Ukraine. Look at that. Okay. All right, let's keep going here. Have some cash. The biggest problem in general was the actual lack of money. People did not have money. Nobody had any for anything. Over and over, this guy, the writer, laments having no cash to buy stocks or real estate for bargains in 32 and 33. Number 3, people never learn. In 1936, the Depression seems to be over and the stock market is booming. The same people who were wiped out in the crash of 29 are investing like crazy again. And then the crash 50% in 1937. Timing the market is one of the best ways to go broke. Not sure ways. Despite being a student of the market, intelligent, Roth again and again is wrong in his market and U.S. economy predictions. Okay, I'm not sure about that. Professions fared badly. There are weeks he made no money as a lawyer. People stopped seeing the dentist for anything but obsessed teeth. They couldn't pay the doc. He relates that one week a doctor friend of his made a grand total of $1. His paternal grandfather was a livestock veterinarian during the Depression, and he told me a grim fact. He was better off as a vet than as an MD. If a child got sick and died, the parents couldn't afford a doctor's visit, and it was sad. But the family survived. If the cow got sick and died, the whole family might starve. So he got paid. Interesting. So professions fared badly. I guarantee if we're still running on the grid, you'll want to know how to do the electricity, 100%, as opposed to hiring someone like me. Herd mentality is a thing. The runs on the banks really made the lack of cash situation worse. And a lot of it was driven by fear. Makes you glad we have the FDIC now. Yeah. The preppers have a point. He relates that local violent crime, including murders, reached unprecedented levels, and Youngstown isn't a particularly violent place. Yeah, couldn't agree more. I want to show you the last thing here. This is interesting. You get a kick out of this. All right, so I had we ran out of electricity last night, so I was running on batteries, and it was just me and the dogs. Everyone is out of the house. Everybody. It's crazy. Kevin's in North Carolina, Chloe's in Costa Rica, Maddie's in Texas, Houston, and my son and wife are in Macon, Georgia. So it's just real buddy Josh and my puppy, so I don't mind. But anyway, so I did a short showing how the beautiful natural gas came through in a clutch as it always does. And then I got this comment. I have to laugh, dude. This guy says, with solar and a better battery backup, you could cook, drive your EV, cool your house, run your lights, instead of sitting in the dark and the heat breathing benzene from a gas stove. Right. So people are. So let me just show you something here. All right. So this is from David McKay's book, Sustainable Energy Without the Hot Air from 2008. It's a freaking great book. Probably the best book you'll ever read on renewables. I love it. A good book. The guy since died, but great. I want to show you something here. So he highlights these people here. The Solar Warrior. All right, these are these people here. I actually emailed that guy. Seems like a nice guy. That is their compound. All right, so with solar and a battery bank, that's what they have. That is their compound. So, all right, yeah, more power to you, man. You're not running all that off 2 solar panels a meter a square foot each. You're not. That is their I mean, look at this. That is their setup. That's their solar panels, and that's how big they are. That's a big freaking system, dude. So to say with a better solar panels and a battery backup, you could do all this. Yes, you could, because they're doing it right here. Good luck with that. Actually, what I like though, they show their current production. Let's take a look because I like these guys. I can't click on it, man. Hold on a second. They actually had a very interesting issue when it came to put solar into. Why can I get there? It's a historical production right here. Let's see. Yeah, yesterday and today, and they're in California, by the way. I don't have my reading glasses. All right, so we're gonna go to yesterday. Let's go right there. Your graph is being prepared. So actual production. Why did it drop off? Because it went nighttime. One night. All right, so you can see, I can't even see power watts. That says a 0. So grid power, because they didn't use that much. All right, so they're on the grid, and the solar gave them low production there. They weren't using very much. They're in-house load, so they're using this. So I can't remember how this works anymore. But actual production from their solar during the day works. During the night it doesn't. During the day it works. During the night it doesn't. So you can see. What does that say? Their actual load was at 10,000 watts. So that's 10 kilowatts hours. That's probably, I can't really tell. That's probably four. So 4,000 watts at any moment, I guess. Is that what we're looking at here? So 4 kilowatts times 24, whatever, that's 48 kilowatt hours. Is that what I'm assuming here? So in-house load is 48 kilowatt hours, I guess. during the day. And I might be wrong there, but I think I'm probably right. Of which the grid is giving them there, and then solar. So the solar is giving. I'm not really sure how that graph works. You can look into it. It's fun. It's this solarwarrior.com. I like these guys, and I like what they do, and I like how they don't mess around with like I don't know. They're realist, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, maybe they're not. I don't know. I've never met the guy, but I do. I enjoy what they do, and you can read more about the graph here. Power levels, production per inverter, time of day average. Here it goes. It'd be kind of cool. Anyway, the point being is, yeah, you can do all that with a huge battery, a huge solar array. You can have that in your apartment complex? No, you're not. You're going to have that in your 3-bed, 1-bath house on a friggin' 1/10 of an acre? No, you're not. Actual productions in the blue. You can see it drops. Grid power. So I'm not sure why the grid power goes so far down. I'm not getting that. Let's look at something else here. Here is the UK Grid Watch. I always enjoy this. So right now their demand is 28 gigawatts. 28 gigawatts. That's literally at this second right now. Of which right here, combined cycle gas turbines are gas turbines whose exhausts are used to drive a boiler and steam the turbine. This 2-stage process makes them very efficient in gas usage. Gas? Oh my goodness. So 52% of their load is being generated by gas. Another 16.85% by nuclear. Wind is giving them 5.7%. Huh. Oh, hydro 2%. So, oh yeah, because it's nighttime. I forgot when it's nighttime. That's not going to work. Sorry, guys. So, and their batteries, dude, all you need is a couple lithium batteries. It's so freaking dumb. All right, so then we're going to see what their solar is here. Hydro, nuclear, wind. I think solar has its own. Hold on a second. Hydro pumped. Daily. They import from France a little bit. Daily demand, yearly demand. And I think solar is in here someplace. I forgot what it is, but it's way. I see wind, 2-cycle gas, coal, nuclear. Solar right there. The solar's in the red. Okay, yeah, that's not really going to get the job done because you can see right there. I can't see what that is. Is that gigawatts? I don't think it's gigawatts. It might be megawatts. I'm not sure. I can't see. I don't have my reading glasses. But anyway, you can see that's not giving them much. Not giving them much. And if you actually look how much they're getting, here's solar during the afternoon. All right, it gives them whatever that number is on the left, gigawatts. All right, so their demand right now is 26 gigawatts. Their daily demand when solar, look at that, at right there, daily demand is 30 gigawatts. Solar is giving them all a 6, not even 6 at the peak capacity. Jeez, come on. Man, they're going to doom us, these fools. Here's wind right here. All right, so here's peak capacity wind, gives about 10, 12 and a half or so, and it doesn't do it on a consistent basis. Up and down, up and down. You know what can do it on a consistent basis? Good old-fashioned coal and good oldfashioned nuclear. Anyway, so let's not be dumb here. All right, this channel is not for being dumb. This channel is for being realistic. Let's be realistic. All right, love your thoughts. Put them in the comments. See ya.